Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Beyond the Job Title. Today, we have with us Arun Bharti, who is a senior financial analyst working currently at Futures First. Welcome, Arun, to the show.
Hi Manmit, thank you for inviting me for your podcast.
Thank you so much for coming, Arun. So, Arun, could you give us a quick overview of what is this role, financial analyst, all about?
Mhm. So basically, uh, my role, my role is basically about I. It's basically we say that it's a financial analyst role, but it's a very broad domain. I mean, if you can search this term financial analyst and you will see uh, hundreds of uh, jobs uh, with similar nature, but we are into very uh, particular domain. We are into derivative trading, so I trade
Okay.
uh, future derivatives listed on global exchanges like Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Seaboard Exchange, and so day to day life basically, i I trade almost about 15 products in commodities like corn, wheat, soybeans, soya meal, and there are three other products. Cattle complex is there, which is consumed. If you say that uh, the beef, the beef that is consumed mostly in Western countries in USA. So since I am into, I trade this product. So this is basically a future contract for the beef. Similarly,
Hmm.
there is a lean ox. So broadly speaking, I trade in commodities. So day to day life, day to day job requirement is simple. That I do research for all these products.
Hmm.
Uh, I do research for all these products. There is research support also from the company.
Mm-hmm.
There is a dedicated research desk. So basically, they provide all the inputs uh, with respect to fundamental news, technical news, and I do it by myself, and then we execute the trades. So, uh, simply speaking, this is the simple profile.
All right. Thanks, Arun, for sharing that. So, how can you give us a quick overview of the journey or the steps you took to get into this role?
Okay, so in 2008, campus placements, we got campus placement, and I joined our trans market group, which was in Mumbai.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's not operation. The India office was closed in 2010, so I was there from 2008 June till March 2010, and that was a very big office. So basically, uh, I have the background of electrical engineering, energy engineering. So I did not know what was a profile, but since I got that job through Campus Blitz, I was simply interested that the profile. I understood the profile that it is about marketing, management, consulting something, but that was not so. It was about pure trading.
Mm-hmm.
So we were trained for 15 to 20 days. So the hands-on training included reading all materials about the futures market, about the
Mm-hmm.
derivatives, about the exchange, how the derivatives uh, contracts are decided, and
Mm-hmm.
then uh, another 3 months we were trained on simulator, and then we went into live trading, and that is how this career started. But as soon as I spent about 6 months, I realized the potential of this job, because the floor had around 80 market analysts or financial analysts, you can say, but in simple terms there were 80 traders. And uh, at such a young age, I mean, I saw that there were some traders who were of age 25, 26 something,
Mm.
and they used to make about 1 to 2 cr per annum.
Wow.
And the floor was managed by one of managed. So our manager, or you can say that he was the MD and the CEO of the India office, and he could generate the profits, including salary of all the staffs, in about trading of 3 to 4 hours. And I had the idea that he had a net worth of about 300 cr.
Wow.
So
Okay.
so when I joined this trans market group, I got an idea that similarly I got offers from another company, so many companies also, but I declined all those because I saw the opportunity that I can make big money here. So that is how that career started. And after the trans market group got the India office got closed in 2010. Then I moved to some other companies, and finally, I am in Future First since 2018. And the scope is, if you see the scope is very big. I mean, if if you assume that there are CEOs in some big startups and big companies, so they could be getting annual perks or annual salary, I don't know, maybe 5 cr 6 crs. But uh, in India office in Future First, there are some guys who make profit of around 10 to 15 crs after sharing the profit with company, after paying around 3 to 4 cr taxes to government. So that is how the career prospect in this field is.
Amazing. Very nice to hear, Arun. So you came from a non-financial background and entered into this kind of a role. For somebody starting
Mhm.
from scratch, what could a typical entry path look like? What could be a typical career path? What steps can somebody take to get into this role?
uh, See, we all are from IIT, and IIT has this peculiar advantage that you could be from civil engineering, but you can do a job of consultancy in very diverse segment, diverse portfolio, diverse profile. Similarly, you can be studying humanities at IIT,
Mm,
but you can do very well in even in finance too. So that exposure is the main strength from, because it gives you a lot of confidence. So any bright student or any candidate who has that confidence will excel in this field. This field is very peculiar because if you read material about futures trading, about some bestseller books, they will simply say that you could be a very intelligent person, you could be a very well decorated, well educated person, but the chances of success in futures trading is less than 1%.
mm,
So if you ask me that what is the typical path of any candidate to excel in this career, that is not very well defined. I mean, anyone can join, and the company has a policy. They hire from in Future First Gurgaon office. We have candidate from commerce background, candidate from even humanities background, candidate from engineering backgrounds. Some candidates are from IIMs. So that is how there are diverse kind of people working here, and they all are doing good. Some which we think that they can be great, they can have a great future, but that is not so. So that is not very defined path that I can say that if a candidate has certain and certain kind of degree, certain
mm.
and certain kind of inclination, then he will be a right candidate for this job. That is not so. For example, if you are a computer engineer and you are going into domain of software development or something like that, that is a very expected path, and you will have expected success somewhat. But that is not so in this field.
Sure. Thanks, Arun. Yeah, so Arun, there is no specific like certification or training anybody needs before somebody gets into this field, like CFA, etc. Or does that help? I recollect in our days, I think some NCFM certifications, etc. were there, right? So is there
That
any?
certificate is also there. I have, I have, I know many candidates who have CFA all levels
Hmm.
cleared. I know that people join Future First. I mean, join this kind of field. They do job for 2 3 years, and then they go to do an MBA. I have candidates from in our office. We have candidates from ISP Hyderabad. They even some of them have done MBA from Singapore, and then they come back. But uh, as I told you earlier, the kind of success is not very defined. You can
Hmm.
have all those certificates and degrees, but uh, that will not be of much help when you are involved in this kind of uh, live trading
So
domains.
does the kind of training, like you said, you were trained on a demo account, yeah, that kind of training is available. So what do they actually look for in interviews then? Just your aptitude or general understanding of the.
Uh, yes, when I joined Transmarket Group, they simply asked me mm, in interview mm, the aptitude type of the exams that we went for all the companies. That was a standard process. But in interview, they simply asked me that suppose you have 30 lakhs rupees in your account
Hmm.
and you are trading and suddenly you lost all of those 30 lakhs, so
Hmm.
what will you do? So
Hmm.
I replied that I am from IIT. I have that confidence. If I can excel here in such a stressful environment, I can excel in any field anywhere in the world. So
Hmm.
that is how I got that job. And that attitude, that kind of confidence is required to excel in this. For example, uh, you know how to drive a car.
Hmm.
I know how to drive a car. But when both of us are going to participate in a race, fast race, so your personality is exposed.
Hmm.
When you start when you start the race,
Hmm.
then all the controls, all your learnings comes to how you react to those moments, because you are in very expressway lane and you are driving as fast as possible. So your personality exposed. That is the same thing with this future state.
Hmm.
So mainly you can say that how you handle the stress, and since this is related to money,
Hmm.
so when you see that on your screen that you are losing that much amount, or
Hmm.
you are making that much profit, so both arrogance, indiscipline, everything which defines your life get exposed here. And
Hmm.
if you learn those things gradually. Some
Hmm.
learn that thing very quickly, some already have in their personality, and those from IIT and from such institutes, they get exposed to such stressful environment from we all had those stressful situations for almost 4 years. So that is how that makes us strong.
Sure.
So any candidate who is good in controlling his emotions,
Hmm.
good in controlling his greed, good in controlling his aggression. So
Hmm.
that is the main thing that will make you uh, uh, that will make and give you a very impactful and um, long career in this field.
Understand. Thanks for sharing that, Arun. So, in terms of operations, what does your typical day look like? When do you start? What are the typical activities you do in your day? And how does your day end? Could you give us an overview of that?
Okay, I will tell you for how I start my Mondays.
Hmm.
Market starts from morning 5:30 a.m., but I wake up at 11:12 a.m. So before the market starts,
So
I
which
I
market is
read.
this? Sorry.
It's CBOT commodities market on CBOT exchange, Chicago Mercantile Exchange.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So basically, the the trading starts from 5:30 a.m. So what I do,
Which time
I
zone is
read.
this? This is Indian time zone.
No, no, this is US time zone. I
Okay.
mean, in India it's 5:30 a.m.
Okay.
and accordingly uh, you can calculate what would be the US time.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, in India it's 5:30 a.m. So what I do, I read all the news, all the reports. How was the closing of Friday, and
Mm-hmm.
is there any news which is going to impact the opening of these products? So I scan all these news in the weekend, Sunday night or Saturday. So that is how it starts. The Monday starts. So I just simply I start my screen and uh, read again all those news. I have Twitter feeds, and before I start my day, already the research desk from the company, and there are dedicated analysts, there are researchers, so they keep giving us all the important news, chart analysis, all the all those kind of stuff, and based on that we start our day,
Mm-hmm.
and then we start fighting with market. If the morning starts with let's say 11 or $20,000 down, so
Mm-hmm.
that will be a challenging day.
Mm-hmm.
And if it starts with let's say 10K 15K up in green in
Mm-hmm.
profit, so that will give you another boost, so that will be another kind of day. But that is how the day starts. In between there are different time zones. For example, you are sitting in London, UK time, so
Mm-hmm.
there are participants from that time zone, there are participants from Australian time zone. So when they join this market, so the market uh, uh, gets wild, and we have to be alert for that, and that goes on till uh, 12 a.m. the next day.
Okay. So based on the news you and the sentiments, how you observe the market, you take the trades, etc. Yeah, throughout the day.
Yes, broadly speaking, if you will talk to any uh, finance finance analyst who is or market analyst who is working in this domain, so they will basically say that I use technical analysis, fundamental analysis,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the price action. These are broadly three terms. Price action is what is happening in front of your screen,
Yeah.
and any news, fundamental or technicals. Technical is basically how certain chart patterns are developing, or how they have been historically, where that particular chart is now compared to the historical of last 1 month, 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
3 months, 1 year, like so. So so that is how we approach it.
Is there any reporting in between? Like, do you have to report on any books, etc. throughout the day, or
Sorry.
do you do any reporting to your managers throughout the day? Are there any team meetings or anything you have to?
Yes, team meetings is about uh, product meetings. For example, if you're doing wheat, if you're trading corn, if you're trading soybeans, so these all kind of products are there.
Mm-hmm.
So the research desk and manager and the traders, the financial analyst, all we have meetings. But that is not a very. I mean, you cannot say that we are always in the meetings. It's simply a product, and we do a meeting of, for example, 15-20 minutes. Then we are on our side,
Sure.
and
Most.
uh, and the uh, manager who is managing the floor has access to uh, all the numbers. What is happening on your screen? How much
Mm-hmm.
profit or loss you are making? There is certain threshold which is called stop loss. If your stop loss is say $30,000,
Mm-hmm.
and the manager sees that manager is closely watching, and if you are approaching your stop loss, then he will get uh, he will call you, or he will remind you that why you are making such loss, what is happening with your system.
Mm.
So then there could be a short meeting about that.
Understand. So most of your trades are intraday, or do you carry over your trades as well the next day?
uh, if you talk about me, almost 50% of trades are intraday, 50% gets carried to the next day. Some of the products, some trades even get carried till expiry. It can get carried almost for 1 to 3 months, like that. It depends on trader to trader.
Sure. So if I ask you in your job, what are some of the things which you like? What are some of the challenging aspects and any dislikes? What would you say?
uh, the first important thing is that it gives you exposure to immense kind of money,
Mm.
because as I told you, I know one guy who is from IIT Roorkee. He's 2008 batch pass out, the same year in which uh, I graduated from IIT.
Mm.
And last year he made around 20 cr.
Wow. Okay.
Or simply speaking, if some person is making that kind of money, the
Mm.
higher management in the company, the manager, everyone is your fan. First thing, you are kind of a celebrity there. Second thing is that if you are making such kind of money, you don't need to listen to anybody. I mean, everyone from management to the top, the managers, they will hear what you say.
Mm.
What they are saying, you are not bound to hear, because you are that much confident. So so first thing is financial freedom. I mean, you get
Mm.
that much money. I don't know how many kind of jobs,
So is your
even in
salary linked to the profits you are making? So when you say
uh,
he made 20 CR, is he not paid a fixed salary? Is there a large bonus component in the salary?
you can say that our salary component is very minute. I mean, for examples, uh, uh, if someone, we have a fixed salary, it's
Mm.
about 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs. There are certain hierarchy brackets. If you are senior associate, you will get that much monthly salary, that is fixed. If you are AVP, you will get that much salary, that is fixed. But that is a very minor component. You can say that 99% of our income is through the bonuses.
Mm. Understand.
So beauty of this job is only that we get that kind of money. I don't know how many job profiles in India or even in US could give that much kind of money
So bonus
for a
could be
salary.
how much times your base salary? Is there a limit? 5x, 10x of your base salary, or it
No, no,
could
that
be?
is not the case. Simply, there are slabs.
Hmm.
This is your fixed salary. There are desk cost. Uh, if your genetic PNL of, let's say, 500k, 500 uh, k in US dollars, so
Hmm.
you will fall in certain bracket.
Acha. Okay.
For example, let's say 65% is the bonus here. So if you have made 5 lakh dollars, so 65% of that is yours.
Wow.
After that,
Hmm.
after that, after that, you paid whatever in tax bracket you come, they will deduct
Hmm.
that tax.
Hmm.
So, and after that, all the money that is yours.
Hmm. So what are some of the
So
challenges you face and dislikes?
see, this is a very tough field, if you say, because
Mm-hmm.
if you are in some uh, if you are in other profiles, for example, if you are a software developer, you are in Microsoft or Google. So I don't know how they judge the candidates, how they judge, how they uh, evaluate your performance. But in this domain, 24/7 throughout the year, because you are dealing with numbers, what the profit or loss you are making, even you know it, your
mm,
manager know it, and if you're good or bad, then everyone on the floor knows that.
mm.
So that is a very stressful situation. Sim- First thing, and that is actually very uh, that is a situation here you can be a very arrogant person, because you know that I am doing good, I am making such money, on the floor of 200 people I am the star, everyone knows me. So that arrogance creeps in your mind.
Mm,
Second thing is, since you are making that money in such a young age, the money's management factor comes into your life.
mm,
Third thing is that if you are in other, for example, if you have done your MBA from IIM and you are joining this field, 99.99% chance is there that you will retire. If you have joined Gurgaon office, you will retire from here only. So this is a drawback which I don't like. I mean, if you are in Microsoft, you can travel throughout the world. You
mm,
can stay for in London for some of 4 or 5 years. You can go to Switzerland. You can go to India. You can in different city. That is not the case in this country.
mm,
So that is the first drawback. Second, there seems this is a very stressful kind of job. So you will have a lot of mental stress. Work-life balance. If you talk about work-life balance, since your market is open almost 20 hours, so actively or non-actively you are involved with this market for 20 hours. Sometimes you are attending a birthday party, you are attending, let's say, your wedding anniversary with your eye, but
mm,
your wedding anniversary, but at the back of your mind, if in last 10 to 15 days or last 1 month your profit has not been that good, or if your book is in loss, your
mm,
trade book is in loss, so that affects almost 24 by 7.
mm,
And many of the analysts go into depression because you are exposed to those numbers. Everyone knows that you have a very uh, high pressure situation. I mean, your manager will tell that, okay, Manmit, uh, last 3 or 4 months have not been good. uh, you have to perform, you have to make such and such profits in coming 3 months, otherwise we will be forced to evaluate your job here. So so that stress is always
understand. Thanks, Arun, for sharing that. So, Arun, what are some of the essential skills of a financial analyst in such a trading environment?
there. First thing first, you should be very good with numbers, which
Mm,
uh, because on the screen numbers are just moving very fast, so you have to do all the calculations. You should know how to use the Excel sheets.
mm-hmm,
Advanced Excel, knowledge of advanced Excel sheet, where you can just create your dashboard for yourself. You can, if you're good with Excel and you can fetch data, you if you're good in data crunching, so
mm,
that will help. In future first, there is a dedicated team of all those kind of, there is algo team, there
mm,
is software development team, there are people who can fetch data for you, who can create algos for you, but uh, since you have to give them the idea, you have to give them the parameters, so you should know how to use those parameters.
mm,
First thing. Second most important thing is that, uh, frankly speaking, when I started in Trans Market Group, I had no knowledge of trading. I
mm,
mean, I jokingly say that I even didn't know T of trading.
mm,
But fortunately, I have survived since 2008 till 2023, and probably will retire from this job also.
Mm.
So, and I had no inclination with business news, nothing.
Mm.
In fact, I hated. I didn't like anything related. If you just read a newspaper, and if you read my LinkedIn post, that will sound like a guy from who has done his bachelor in arts. In fact, uh, I am master in sociology. I have a degree in uh, mass communication and journalism, because that is core field of interest for me. I was good in history. I landed up in IIT because uh, the plan was that I will do BTech from IIT. That is plan B, and I will appear for UPSC. So,
Mm.
and if I don't get into UPSC, then I will definitely get a job because I have IIT.
Mm.
So what I'm saying is that I had no inclination towards finance,
Mhm.
but a guy, a candidate who has inclination towards finance, that will be a very good situation. You
Mhm.
should understand the numbers. You should understand what is indices, what is stocks. So that will help you to learn it very quickly.
Sure.
Uh, these two things are there. Then ultimately, there is saying, if you read all the best selling books about this,
Mm.
so you will say that trading is 90% about how you manage your emotions in front of your screen,
Mm.
and the remaining 10% is about what you study, what you do in your chart analysis, what you study in fundamental analysis, how good you are in technical analysis, how
Mm.
you can process all the different kind of news, and then just 1 or 2% is your execution part. So
Sure.
basically 90% is about uh, your personality. I mean, how you have been doing till you joined this field, and then when you were exposed,
Mm.
how you handle that stress, that emotional stress, and how you processed those knowledge in finance, those news, and then you implemented it in front of your screen.
Understand.
As I told you earlier, if you know the driving,
Mm.
if I know the driving, but if we are in race, our personality will get exposed.
Yeah.
It's very simple example which almost defines 99% of this field.
Understand. So I'm just curious to understand, since you were not at all interested in business news, how did you eventually develop interest to actually build a successful career thus far? Yeah, more than a decade experience. How did you develop that interest? Because I'm very similar. If I compare myself, my personality is very similar. It's one of the reasons I didn't move that much into consulting or
Mhm.
business side of things. Yeah. So how did you gather interest?
The driving force was money.
Mm. Mhm.
First thing, if you know that if you have to earn about 2 cr 3 cr per annum, and there are about 7 or 800 candidates on the
Mm.
floor, you want to be a star, you want to be, see, when we were students, always wanted to be topper. We always wanted to excel in whatever field we
Mm.
were. So similar mindset is there for me still uh, today. So basically I started learning,
Mm.
and that drive is money. That drive is that if you are making such kind of money, everyone will know you, everyone will respect you, because see, if you are a film star,
Mm.
you will be respected only when you are a star, when your movie is doing great.
Yeah.
Similarly, if you are a software engineer, you should be very good in coding. So you should know all in and outs. There is no other way. Similarly,
Mm.
in this field, if you want to earn that kind of money, that kind of respect, whatever inclination you had,
Mm,
you have to learn that, you have to redevelop that. And I believe that if you want, you can develop any kind of skills.
mm,
You just need that willingness, motivation.
mm.
so
Understand.
so I started learning all those financial news. I started understanding those terms.
Mm,
And uh, a few for almost for a few 3 to 4 years I thought that what is this nonsense, why should I study all this?
mm,
Simply I have to click mouse, I have to do this thing, I will pick up a price, it will go up, then I will make profit. If it will go down, then I will uh,
mm.
book loss. And after all, this is not my money, this is not my fund, this is company's fund, I am getting salary, I'm happy.
Uh-huh.
But but ultimately I had to change that mindset. I thought that this is my business, I am partner in this company. i am
Mm,
in fact I am in fact 65% partner of. If my company has given me a fund of, let's say, 6 crores for my
mm,
account,
mm,
65% of that exposure, the profit that generates, that is going to be my profit. So basically, if you think like a layman, if you
mm,
want to generate a profit of 1 CR or 2 CR annually, just imagine how much stress, what kind of investments, what kind of
mm,
the brainstorming you will need, what kind of the capital you will need to
mm,
generate that revenue, then that profit. So I simply assume that I'm a businessman
mm.
who, who is managing 10 CR of capital. That capital, of course, from of the company, but the profit that I generate, that is mine.
Understand. Just curious, if you make losses, do they do they penalize you 65% of the losses as well, or do they carry forward any
No, that
losses and offset it with your profits in the next quarter or something like
yes,
that?
yes, you will not get the instant profits. I mean, if you
Mm,
are making profit today, if you have made, for example, if you made $50,000 in July,
mhm,
currently this is August. So there is a cycle in future. First, all the profit or loss, whatever is accumulated in 3 and 4 months. So basically, about 50% of that you get instantly post that 4 months, and the
mm,
50% is retained with the company,
mm,
and that will you will get gradually in about 1 year. So basically, they they protect their capital, they protect their interest.
understand. So Arun, what is one piece of advice which you still recollect that was given to you in your career and that has helped you a lot? Who gave that advice and what was that advice?
That is very interesting question. But I have not been that lucky. I mean, that
Nobody
someone gave
gave you
me
any advice.
that someone gave me that advice, and then I, because if you read my LinkedIn post, most of the advice what I write, mostly my juniors or even my seniors, some of our IIT uh, friends, they are very senior to me. I mean, they just message me that I read your post and that is very motivating. So I cannot recall, but yes, I recall. I will tell you, when I was in transmarket group, there was one of my senior who used to tell me story about Harshad Mehta,
Ah,
who used to tell story about Radha Kishan Damani, who is owner of DMart Group.
mm,
Uh, he used to tell me the story about this guy, Jhunjhunwala,
mm,
and those stories actually fascinated me. I mean, see, if you can generate that kind of profit and invest in real assets,
mm,
you could be owner of DMart, you could be owner of Big Bazaar, you could be owner of Futures Group.
mm,
Simply, you have to generate that kind of profit from stock market or from futures market. So that learning I kept even till today. That whatever I get annually, almost I invest 70% in real assets, in real thing.
Mm.
And after 3 to 4 years, we are planning to have business of our own. But that capital, that money, I am earning from this source.
Sure. So, Arun, if there is one piece of advice you would like to give anybody watching this podcast, what would that be?
Uh, See, there are so many parameters to define success.
Mm.
One parameter is money. Second parameter is freedom, how you want to work, where you want to work, how much duration you want to work.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if uh, in first few you in first few years, it will be difficult for you to manage the work-life balance, which is with every kind of job. Even if you are in Microsoft, in Google, even you are in any XYZ company, that will be difficult to manage work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
But the great thing about this kind of job is that if if you are at certain level, if you have attained certain kind of success, then you will have the money, you will have the freedom to work, to choose your working hours, and you can retire almost 10 years before all your friends or colleagues
Mm.
who are in other uh, uh, kind of other kind of. So if you want financial freedom, if you want uh, that work life balance after 5 to 10 years of getting a good hold in this field, then that is a very ideal situation for you and your career. But if you cannot deal with stress, if you cannot deal with uncertainty, if you think that I have asset of 1 crore and it can be wiped out in next 1 or 2 months, and then I cannot manage that stress, then this is not job for you.
Mm.
You should you should always opt for some safer zone, some safer kind of careers.
Sure. Thanks for that advice, Arun. So, Arun, what are the trends you are seeing in this role? What kind of opportunities are presenting in future in this
That is a
role?
it's a very good question. Actually, a very great question. Uh, the electronic trading in financial market
Mm.
in futures trading, it started, I guess, in 1990s,
Mm.
about 1995 or 96. And future first office Gurgaon was started in 2003. Uh, the Transmarket Group office in India was also established in 2003, I guess. So before that, before 1995, there was no exchange. There was no access that you can trade that electronically. You have to actually go to the floor where the
Mm.
trading was happening. Chicago Mercantile Exchange floor, Seaboard Exchange floor. If you were a stock trader in India, you have to actually go to Bombay Stock Exchange floor, the pit. It started in 1995, and that is how it has gained strength and a fame.
Mm.
Now the recent trends are the machine learning, the artificial intelligence, which is going to affect every aspect of your life. That will also affect this field. High frequency traders, algorithms, that is the new trend which has been in fact happening since last 4 to 5 years.
Mm.
Oh, what how it will impact a trader who is manually trading in his on his system, that if you want to hit a price and there is also a code and a machine
Mm.
that wants to hit that price, they will
Mm.
always have the system will always have an edge over you.
Mm.
So you have to either adapt to that situation or you will be wiped out. Everything which is happening with artificial intelligence, machine learning is affecting this field, and it will affect that. It will affect in near future in more aggressive. So since for last 5 to 10 years, if we were thinking that okay, I will do CFA, I will do
Mm.
financial risk FRM, that will
Mm.
help me in this field. Now the trend is that if you have done master in data analytics, you are good in coding.
Mm.
If you have done your masters in machine learning, AI, so that will be more helpful than CFA and FRM.
Mm.
So that is how the trend is good. Even uh, the automation is coming. I am using some automation. I am very hesitant for such kind of change because I am not good in coding.
Mm.
But since the trend is that if you are not adapting to this situation, either you will not be that much successful, or someone will come with that added knowledge and they will perform better than you. Since it's a race, so you will lose that.
Mm. Understand. So, in terms of growth opportunities in your field, what kind of
Mhm.
growth opportunities are there? You did mention that there are almost like 300 traders on the floor, right? So one of it's like an evergreen field, yeah. You make more money and you get paid accordingly. 65% of the profits are yours. But are there other growth opportunities or any other areas where you can move being a trader if somebody wants, okay, I want to see if I can become a manager, if I can transition into some other area or industry. Is that possible?
Yes, yes, that possibility is there because currently in future first, uh, there are 4 to 5 kind of different segments.
Mm.
If you have joined as a training finance analyst, you will be trained for 6 months. Then you
Mm.
will go to live trading. You will you will be monitored for almost 1 year or two
Mm.
years.
Mm.
If the management finds that you are not doing good, so
Mm.
they are very honest in their assessment. They will
Mm.
tell that say you have done BTech from IIT Kharagpur, you have done BTech from IIT Roorkee, and we hired you. You are an intelligent guy.
Mm.
We have evaluated you for 2 years. We think that you are not made for this race.
Mm.
So before you have some options. We have evaluated that you are good with coding. So we have a team uh, of algo traders who design algos for uh,
Mm.
the algo traders who design such and such thing. There is a dedicated research desk. We have evaluated that you are very good in research. You are very good in reading reports.
Mm.
So they will offer you that candidate that kind of roles. So the guy can move to that role, or he can leave the company and just uh, explore other fields and use the experience that he has gained in the 2 years. So first thing is that for starters,
Mm.
uh, i- if you have done very well as a financial analyst, as a trader, so
Mm.
you are already making money. You will be gradually known to the management. How you conduct on the floor, that also gets noticed. How you participate in other activities, that also gets noticed.
Mm.
There is there is a future first academy. Some other verticals are there.
Mm.
If you want to get to that side, they will uh, they will welcome. Uh, there are certain kind of products. There is commodity, there is energy trading, there is fixed income. Then
Mm,
there are Australian markets. There are almost 5 to 6 kind of verticals in on a single floor. So if you're good and the company think that this guy has done very well in
mm,
his as a trader, but he's also good in managing people. So there is a very good chance that you will be a floor manager.
mm,
So this growth is always there, but that is very limited because uh, if the floor has 100, 200 traders, only 3 to 4 people are managers. So
mm,
chances are that first thing is this, second thing is that if you're actually making good money,
mm,
you will not want to change anything. You will simply be happy with this. You will, if you are making, let's say, uh, $5 lakh per annum,
mm,
you will work hard to make it 1 million, 1.5, 2 million, 3 million. That's it. And the bonus structure is such that uh, the 65% slab even can go up to 80%. There are all other incentives.
mm.
So if you are making that kind of money, even the manager, the floor manager, uh, managers do not get that kind of. They
They
are your
don't get
manager,
that.
but
Floor
yes,
manager.
yes, they are your man. Yes, they are manager, they are floor manager, but they are there could be a candidate who joined just 2 to 3 years back, and he
Mm,
is now making $2 million.
mm,
The manager will not say anything to him. In fact, manager will be his fan.
mm,
He basically that guy is actually saving the risk exposure of almost 50 traders, 50
mm,
new. So the company will think that okay, let him enjoy his time, whatever he is doing. He should have decent discipline on the floor. If you want to work from home, he's free to do all that because he's protecting the risk of other 50 to 60 traders. So the management will think that okay, we'll experiment with 50 to 60 traders. Some of them will be like,
mm,
and hierarchy, there is no such hierarchy. I mean, on the floor, everyone is on your own. If you have joined for just for 1 to 2 to 3 years,
mm,
you will feel like okay, I am a trainee analyst, I am a training finance analyst, I am learning. But if if you are there in the company for 2 to 3 years, then you will be fine. You
mm,
will be you will be your conduct will be as good or as bad as anyone who is working for last 10 years.
mm,
So there is no such hierarchy. Only hierarchy is that if you have made certain amount of profits in certain amount of a certain period of duration. For example, if you have completed 5 years, 7 years, and you have made that kind of money, so you will be your designation will change. But designation is immaterial. I mean, those who are in future first, they will know that okay, Arun is a senior associate. So why he is a senior associate, they will understand.
mm,
Outside future first, senior associate doesn't make much sense. I mean, I am a senior associate in TCS. Someone will be senior associate.
mm,
What our profile and our standing is extremely different.
mm. Sure, understand. So, Arun, how do you manage work life? What is the work life balance like being a commodity trader?
It is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult because um, let me share you my routine. I wake up at 11 a.m., 10 a.m. I work till because market closes around 12 a.m. After that, I do post analysis. I read many news. I
Mm,
do post analysis of the market. I read what mistakes, I note down what mistakes I have done today. So it takes another 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes.
mm,
So basically, if market is closing at 12 a.m., I will be engaged with my screen till 1 a.m. Then I want to have some my me time. So
mm,
it goes to 2 a.m.
mm,
Meanwhile, my son who goes to school, he has to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning.
mm.
So how is the routine? I I am awake till 2 a.m. But my wife and my son, they are sleeping in another room, and they go to bed around between 9 to 10 p.m.
Mm,
So they are sleeping. They will wake up in the morning. My wife will uh, prepare everything for him. On
mm,
some days, I wake up and we both go and drop him to the school van or school bus.
mm,
But on most of the days, I am just sleeping. I my morning starts at 1 a.m. Their morning starts at 6 a.m. So this difference will always be there until I work in this time zone, because I am in India, but I am working for US exchange, UK exchange. So my timing will always be like that.
mm,
First challenge is this. For it is very difficult if you are in stress and you are working from home. If on your screen you see that there is $20,000 loss is there on your screen, you cannot hide that stress, disappointment, or irritation whatsoever. Your
mm,
son will your son will see that, your wife will see that.
mm,
You have to practice how to control that. So there are some people who do not share anything about what is happening with your job, what is happening with your PNL.
mm,
It depends person to person, because I share everything. My son knows if I am I am upset or irritated, so they will just leave this room. They will enjoy in the another room. अरे आज डैडी का बहुत लॉस हो रहा है भाई, आज
mm,
इनको मी टाइम देते हैं, I mean ये रूम छोड़ देते हैं. ये है स्ट्रेस का पार्ट, लेकिन फायदा ये है, आई मीन द बेनिफिट्स आर दैट कि मैं 11 बजे जग करके भी सिस्टम ऑन कर लेता हूँ कभी. I mean, if I wake up at 10 a.m., I will just see what is the status of my PNL on my mobile phone, and then I will go for whatever I am doing. But the actual work hour starts from about 4 to 5 p.m. So basically,
mm,
uh, the market is on for almost 20 hours, but I work
mm,
sincerely, or you can say that I work for about 5 to 6 hours with intense focus. I mean, probably I will not leave this screen. I will do whatever. I am sitting in front of my screen. I am watching Netflix, whatever. I am watching movie, but I will not leave this screen. I will be always on in front of this screen. Uh,
mm,
some good part is there. If I think that I am saying that okay, my day is going great, so I will book some tickets. We'll go outside. We can go to eat pizza. We can even watch a movie while market is on. Nobody cares.
mm,
So freedom is there, risk is also there, and work-life balance is such that sometimes it feels that okay, this job is not good. But when the money comes in account, and
mm,
when these small freedoms are there, I mean, when I have to go for some my personal work, my
mm,
timing is that there will be no traffic. Mostly people go at 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning. When I have to go, I will go at 1 to 3 p.m. There will be no traffic.
mm,
If I have to do some personal, if uh, my family comes, for example, my mother and uh, my brother, they came without taking any single leave. We, uh, I, we visited so many places in Delhi. We did some party without taking any single leave. My job was going great. So that is how it is. Work-life balance is subjective, but after 5 to 10 years of experience,
mm.
it feels good.
Sure. Thank you so much, Arun. We have come to the end of our podcast now. Thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your lovely insights. It was a pleasure having you here. Thank you.
Okay, same here. Thank you.